Oi, oi, how's it going? Today is Saturday, the 12th of December 2020. I'm here trading every day the UK horse races, just like they are financial markets. Stream on Twitch, just Mr. Exchange Trader, and then upload to YouTube the same day. So here we are for another day, episode, what was this? 31. 31 days of this. Still using lowest stakes until next week. But a big thank you to the new followers that I've had on Twitch and also on YouTube. Appreciate that. But yeah, plan is to be here every weekday. Every day, not even every weekday. So Saturday's day. So what are you talking about? Every day, around midday UK time, for at least a couple of hours. So thanks for watching. So let's kick off here. 13 minutes 50 seconds until the off. We've got a favourite at fives. Let's just see, is it so it's cut through five, so it's not finding support on it, so it's just below, I'd guess about 4.9, 4.8 is that support that we're seeing there, but it has sneaked through. Second favourite is doing something very similar, although this support looks a bit more sustained. But effectively, these do look correlated. So they've kind of slowly kind of steamed in and then pulled back. This one is more just broken that horizontal support rather than steaming. But yeah, at least in this most recent move, they've been quite correlated. This one here is drifting, as is this one. So, just going to get a heartbeat for what's going on before deciding to take any positions, which I always suggest. You don't want to just jump in and lose money unnecessarily. Okay. I am... The moment I'm thinking short this rather than this. I'm just looking for a better justification of that though, because this has been at fives for quite a bit after piercing it and it hasn't really moved lower. You know what, I'm gonna attempt to build a position in the anticipation that this could move lower, but at least move into support at its lows. This has started to, they've diverged. This has moved up. Do I want to take a more aggressive one? Right, I'll take one aggressive trade there at market. See if I can get filled at that. All these other ones have been quite... This has been quite bullish. This is, going into its resistance. So, got some skin in the game. You know what? Whilst it's there, just going to take that. So added to this position at this aggressive price level, if you like. So, or tempting to add to it. Decided to take out the ones that were further out the money. Waiting for this to get filled before I add the closing positions. So I've got £6 net in the game. Trying to get filled at fives now. £10 to the off. 37 grand match. I didn't really look over these first of all. Should have, but there was some movement in the market which didn't really need to. Got got a sense there was money coming through. But yeah, ideally you should be looking at what the volume matched is beforehand. You know, around, I guess, 30 grand or more upwards before, with 15 minutes to go to the off is a good amount. But yeah, all depends. This is now, looks like it's breaking much higher, breaking nines. So I'm gonna, got filled on that. I'm gonna hang fire on this position. So what we got to net off? 10, so 6. So it's still finding that resistance at 5s. Has pulled back a bit deeper though. So as always, got to be play a bit of defense. Could be breaking those highs, so breaking 5s and finding support off of it now rather than finding resistance. So I'm just acting based on what you know, what I'm seeing in the market. And it is breaking higher. So you can see there those aggressive entries. If I had waited out for it to hit 5s or 5.1, be in a much better position now. Yeah, this position isn't too bad, but it's just the case of where patience can help. You can see now, look, this is breaking price structure and starting to push for new highs. So what are you going to do about it? This is doing exactly the same. These are very correlated. It's just the moves on this one are a bit more pronounced. So I'm going to move that into there and see if we can get out of this position with minimum damage. This one coming into 6, a break of 6 is there, might cause this to shoot off, which is not what I want. So okay, it's pulling back slightly, but just be wary of that. Let's have a quick reorder just in case. All right, this is drifting. That's going to help. But I'm not anticipating massive pushes lower now. I'm just trying to get out at support. (6:40) to the off. Let me think. What are we going to do? A decent Q position on this, so £6 left to lay off. Excuse me, got filled on that. Alright, I'm going to move this up. Can, if I wanted now, get out of break even and just be done with this, but I think there's a reasonable probability of getting filled at this level. He says, might just move off on me now, but there's, you know, you got to manage the risk with the reward, really. Can't be too timid, can't be too aggressive. So got some green on that. So yeah, okay, got to be happy with that. I feel I managed that reasonably responsibly. So it's time to move on to the next one. The only thing I would probably change on that was just holding out on that entry where I was originally going for 5s at resistance at the time it was, and I got in aggressively at the 4.9. Had I held out,
start in 5 minutes.
For it to
5 minutes.
For it to pull back into that, then I would have got a better price and maybe milked a bit more out of that. But yeah, on to the next one. So what is the next one? We've got one at 12:30. So, oof, 12 grand matched. I'm unlikely to be trading this. It's very low liquidity, low volume traded. Although the book's not looking too bad. This is looking bad. This is looking okay in terms of the money that's available on here. 8 grand, 1 gram. I'm not gonna. Just want to assess it first before discounting it completely. Just because if it's at 12 grand doesn't necessarily mean it's not tradable. Just gotta give everything, weigh everything up first of all. But I'm gonna check and see when the next one after this is. Oh, it's a Doncaster. Oh no, it's a Cheltenham. Cheltenham at 12.40 is the next one, and there's 84 grand matched on that. Let's have a quick goosey gander at that. 23 minutes to the off. Much better quality. Yeah, right. I'm gonna move on to Cheltenham one. So I've skipped the last one there because the volume it might pick up, but some doubt, doubt that with however minutes that was the off, 15 minutes the off, and only 13 grand matched. So this one has got 86 grand matched with 23 minutes the off. A very tight book. 100, only 0.3% vig in it at the moment. That is very tight. That's good news. So let's see what we can do with this one. So we've got favourite here at odds on. Drifted, hit resistance. Moving into that resistance. I'll need to get a read on that. It's just under 1.7. So yeah, I mean, I'm guessing it's going to be this 169. Second favourite here is sixes. Just over. Well, no, what we're talking about. All right, so it's going into sixes. Okay. So viably shorting this would be an option. For example, if there was a break here on the favourite here of that 1.69, you could go long on that, obviously, but shorting this might be an option as it bounces off of sixes. And this, I've missed this. This looks like it's broken support and could be drifting in, steaming in. Oh, get your terminology right, mate. Fruit Shoot 82 is just asking if I can show on screen how to load markets in Guardian. I can do. What I'll need to do, I probably won't be able to do it today because I need to set up the stream setting to do that. But 100% in a week, I will do that. And what I'll do, if you're not online, I'll send you a message once I've done it. Fruit Shoot, no probs. But for today, it's probably not going to be possible because I need to set up my stream for that. But this one here, third favourite, we've got coming into. Well, it's broken sixes, pulling back into sixes. So looks like there's some correlation between the first and the third favourite here. So I could probably just be short on this, but I've missed it. Right, let me. Is that piece? All right, let me just take a position on this, or attempt to. So I'm trying to get on this at 6, which I'm deeming as a resistance. Excuse me. 19 minutes to the off, so plenty of time. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to the same situation as the last time. I'm only going to put one that's more aggressive now in this instance. In fact, take one off at 6. Let's do it before the market takes me out. Come on. Cancel that. So, very similar to last time. I'd had the speculative order on 6s and then went very aggressive on the kind of the price level below it. So I'm just trying to still get in, but go lighter this time on the more aggressive trade. Oh crap! What did I do? I just reordered them. Shit. So this is just reordered. So this what was the third one I was looking at here is now here, and they've swapped places because these odds have come in or those are drifted, whichever you want to look at it. But I'm getting filled on this now. I was just trying to look at what the price was on this. So got some skin in the game at a preferred price. So £6. It's inching higher. Do I want to be a bit more aggressive on this and add to it? I think 4 might be too much, but so 6.2. Let's make a decision before market makes it for me. So I'll look to add to this to bring this up to 8. But I have rather than going in at 4, going at £10, I'll do it at 8. Just because I feel 8 might be a bit too heavy. This is pushing in hard, and this is slightly started to drift. Okay. Got to listen to what's going on. Listen. Defense. So I've moved that up just because I'm seeing that start to push past that what was previous support. It's still moving into that resistance, but it's just pierced it marginally, which makes me feel, it'll make more sense just to reduce my profit expectations. The favorite here going into its previous lows here, could help my position. As this has gone into support, this could finally find proper resistance and move away. But for now, it hasn't been moving. Yeah, just for sake of a tick, I'm not gonna. So I've moved this up just in the anticipation. I'm planning based on, the worst case scenario is that this would move off and I'd go into a loss. But what I'm doing is just moving up my take profits in the expectation it's going to just consolidate, and at least it will, come back in. This is going hard, isn't it? Come on. I'm leaving this in because still good premise of where that is, even if I were to, get filled on that still, I still have 6s as a reference here. But definitely I think the more profitable would have been to just trade the favorite. Had to be fancy and go for the second favorite. No, it wasn't even a second favorite when I started. It was a third favorite. But it was just because it was easier to read off the chart there. So what we got? 15 minutes. sold on that. I've got position on that. Do I want to move this up? Seen some, just out the corner of my eye, some upward movement on this. So, this is just a tricky one at the moment. I've got decent position on this, decent enough, but it's not enough reason really just to hold out, just to be, you know, wrong, strong and wrong. Alright, I'm going to move it to break even, see if I can get that out of it. And we have 13 minutes 45 seconds to the off. This is, yeah, this is definitely punching for new highs here. It's just a case, do I want to... decent Q position on this if it were to tip back down into it, but I'm not 100% sure, and this hesitation to actually get out of threes might be to my detriment. But hey ho, it is my responsibility lies with me. So I've just moved that up to see if I can, you know, take a small loss. Got an okay Q position. 65 quid needs to be matched, but it is pushing for those new highs. Oh, big chunk of money there coming in, just on the favourite. Could push this low past its support. Oh, what is that? 1.6. What's the time left? 12 minutes. Yeah, big sums of money there. Although, you know, there's a lot of this contentious area here between 1.62 and 1.61. You can see the brunt of the money on those three levels have been matched. So there's money coming in, but there's also money pushing back to keep it up. Near the front of the queue on this. See if we can get matched. Be surprising if it doesn't, but you know, anything can happen. Of course, at this point, I can just pull it into 6.4 and get out at 16p loss. You know, in hindsight, that could have been the thing to do, but hindsight's always 20/20. So it's hit its resistance 6.5. Oh, well, 6.6, I guess. There we go. Got an out. If I'd stayed in, I would have been able to get out break even, but got out 3p loss. No big deal. Could have traded that better. I think my you know, focus might have been better served just trading off the favourite, the movement on that. But again, just preserved capital, so nothing really major there. Live to trade another day. So next one, 16 minutes 40 seconds to the off. So 27 grand match. Could be better, could be worse. It's all right. The threes for the favourite here. It looks like it's steamed in and currently near its lows, finding support. Second favourite here is fours. So it's come in, found support, pulled away from that support. Looks like it's finding resistance where its previous, around about where its previous lows and highs were, and now it's just coming back into those lows again. Third favourite drifted, so it's on a bit of a drift. Could be finding support around sevens, just below it. It's just pierced sevens, and this is just being flat. So just do a reorder there. See what opportunity we can see. So what number is that? 3.5 thereabouts. Okay, looks like it's cut it. That's cutting its resistance. All right, let me late to the party. I'll put in one there as well, aggressive one. We got matched on that, so let's see if we can get matched at my preferable price. I shall put in a closing order there. Right, okay, so I got matched on that. I'll leave, we'll bring me that bit to 4, 3.4. Let's maybe take off a little bit of that. Oh crap, that was the wrong one. You muppet. Pay attention. Shit, alright. Market's made a decision for me. Got in a bit too heavy on those trades. But, okay. Yeah, I did not want... I was trying to take it off so it was a £10 net stake. And, fucked up. But let's, can't dwell on that. Got to see what's going on here. So this has broken its support, come back into resistance. Potentially still going to move a bit lower. Got £12 stake. That is just too heavy for these size. But let's, so it's 4, 8. I need another 2 to lay off. All right. Okay. Okay, that's the level that I'm okay with. That's acceptable. So I've got all my partial exit. Oh, don't want to speak too soon. I've got most of my partial exits out, carrying some green. So the last decision here is. Going to lay off this £4 to exit and go flat, but it's trying to maximize the profit on this. Don't want to give too much of it back. So yeah, it's finding support, so I've got to listen to what's going on here. All right. So got that last position So this has started to consolidate rather than punch lower. God, I've got something. So sorry for this. Rather than punch lower, it looks like it's just been finding support at its lows. So I'm just positioning myself around that rather than hope for much bigger moves lower. I'm just taking a more probable trade, playing it defensive and getting out at levels where the market's told me that it has a good chance of meeting again. It does mean sacrificing some of the profit, but so away she goes. If you want to stay in this game for a long time, I think that's one of the approaches you need to do. Just play defense. And there's definitely a time when it makes more sense to be aggressive and really push the boundaries, if you like. But I don't think the time for that is now for me. For me anyway, because I'm just trying to get enough face time with familiar markets and trades before leveling up, if you like, to the more I don't know, what's the word, exotic types of trades. Yeah, trying to stick with what works. So 25p profit across the board on that one, regardless of outcome. Back to Guardian. So the next one we've got here is 17 minutes to your favourites. 35 grand, sorry, 35 grand match. I'll go. So yeah, that's my mental checklist. The things that I typically go to first would be the volume, time, book, and then look at the charts, see what's going on. But I mean, sometimes I just see something that catches my eye immediately on the charts. I might dart to first. But so this one we have got 35 grand match with 70 minutes off. That's good. Really tight book as well. 100 spot 9%. Favorite at twos, which has come in, hit it slow, found support, pulled back. Could be what's finding resistance at the moment, and this could be just in terms of it coming down and pulling back, or it could be potentially a reversal if it then breaks that resistance and moves higher. This price action looks nice here. We've got price steaming in here, making lower lows, lower highs. Looks like it's pulling back to 4.5 to create a new lower high. Actually, it's just above it. Just blowing up the chart here to see. So I'm guessing that's about 4.6. Yeah, it's here. This first favourite's been very flat. This fourth favourite's been very bullish, finding support off of tens by looks of it. So the two tradable ones I would say would be these two, interestingly. So this one bearish, going lower. This one moving higher, finding support off of tens. So just going to position myself on that premise. And I've put it in on both selections at the same time. This can be a bit of a risky approach, or I don't know, it's not really risky, it's just more, I don't know, advanced. I don't know, I don't want to be too big-headed about it, but this is what got me in trouble the other day. I'd made a loss on it would have been a clean sheet on the day, but I was basically looking at one selection, left a position, looked at another position selection, put positions in on that, and I'd forgotten about the first one, so I ended up doubling my loss. So yeah, just have your wits about you. The risks that you're taking. so that you can protect your capital. Starting to feel it might have been better to be a bit more aggressive on this one, the entry. That has started to roll over though. Alright, I'm gonna wait it out. How long we got? 14 minutes. Really? That can't be 2.5. It is. Down here. Yeah. Not too sure on that one. Anyway. So this has persisted lower. And looks like I'm missing some of the action here. Haven't been invited to this party. But let's see if I can gate crash. Oh, yeah, that has persisted nicely lower, but I was right on directional now. I just needed to be a bit more aggressive, I think, on that entry when I had the chance at 4.4. But I'll leave these ones in here just because they've got, decent position. It's come into fours and it's found support. This one, little less optimistic on this one. It's just been consolidating and looks like I might get filled on this. So I'll cancel those to focus on this. So I have got some skin in the game now. Looking to add to the position if the market lets me. What we got? Okay, that's broken. 4, 8, 12. So, oh god, hang on. Oh, ugh. I'm trying to reduce this position, but adds to it at the same. Right, so I want to keep that in. I want to take that one out. 4.6 on the back side is what I want to take one out of. So that. So got some green. Trying to add to it because I do feel this is. I haven't been milking this really. I could have had heavier. Should have had heavier positions in, given the readability of this price action. It's just lower highs, lower lows. Finding now supports here at fours. If it breaks at fours, there's a good likelihood it's going to continue with the next impulse move past that low to make its new lows. So these highs are gradually creeping in. If you had a trend line, it would just be a perfect trend line across those tops. So it's just easing in. But again, can't get too complacent with that. Just because it's done that in the past does not mean it's going to do it in the future. So yeah, have to do stuff with an air of caution about it. It's just added to that position slightly. 10 minutes to off. I'm still bullish on this, and there is money coming in on it, likely to push it past fours. But I've got to think, right, I've made some green off of it. It's 10 minutes to off. I'm going to be jeopardizing that profit by working with less time. So I'm going to green and do one. Green and go. So next one here is the 13. Oh god, that's 1302. Terrible liquidity. 9 grand. I'm not even gonna waste my time on that. Next one is half an hour out. Wonderful, wonderful. So again, these are the kind of situations where you've just got to think to yourself, make responsible decisions, because I could be off the high of making some profit off of that last one, and then just go in, the next one after that wasn't great liquidity, and just be disappointed with that, and then just go into this one thinking, right, I'm Billy Big Balls, I've done this before, this is easy. Go into this full steam ahead and, fucking go and lose money. So that's where I guess that's why I've been doing this for low stakes for, just over a month. It's just to get that discipline up, just to see if I can consistently, discernibly select the races that are worth, worth trading, and leave the ones that aren't. And also, getting out before the off. That's been the whole purpose of this. Really, it might sound like painstaking and boring, just doing the same stakes. Why is he doing that? Made profit over several days, but it's just really to get a track record, and build up that discipline and
This event has been suspended.
An understanding of the market. But this one here, we've got 28 minutes to stay off. Box tight, yeah, shitload of volume. So let's see what tradability. Favorite here is a bit flat. Is this another Cheltenham? Yeah, I thought so. There's a few Cheltenhams yesterday. If you see the video from yesterday, I was having a bit of trouble trading. I ended up making a market on one, which it went out. It was okay, but got to be careful with those things. Sometimes you'll get away with it a few times, and it just takes one time and it just goes really adversely against you and you lose your bank. But yeah, as I've said before, I am here on Twitch daily. It's just Mr. Exchange Trader, and then upload to YouTube afterwards. So if you like what you've seen here, find it useful, there's also a playlist of all the days that I've done over the past 31 days. You can see the progress. So at the moment, favourite's a bit sideways. Second favourite is coming in, hitting support at the moment, which is just above fives. So 5.1. So breaks of that could be of interest. This here certainly is the other thing that sticks out for me. It's broken. Let's see if I can get a read on that. Can't get a read on that resistance. I'm assuming it's 7.4. So break higher on this, break lower on this are the two things that are popping out. What did I say was the number on this? 5.1. Yeah, it's gonna 25 minutes still. 25 minutes 40 seconds or so. Still way off, but you can feel at least there's money coming through on this. It's not, huge chunks, but it's tradable. And these are the types of markets where, with this type of liquidity, it makes it easy to think of yourself scaling up in, bigger position sizes, because this market could easily absorb, a couple of £100. Might still need to break it up, but it can absorb it. You're not going to move the market. 5.6, I'm guessing. So at least in this recent move, I mean, just this here, just been consolidating. Feels like these two are correlated, at least in the most recent move. If you know, it's very nuanced, but I mean, from here, this move down where it broke support and was just moving sideways. Same on this one. Let me just have a look at what my P&L's been doing. So, just looking off screen for the moment here. So, 13. Still got a few to settle. $25, $18. Okay. Yeah, I'm up on the day, but I guess it's about what 30, about 40 something p on the day up. And certainly when what I was doing yesterday, I mean, I left one of the Cheltenham ones where it was this crazy, volume that we've seen here. But I also did make a market, which is when basically you just take the back and the lay side, and you could rinse and repeat. I'm hesitant to do it on this one because there is a slight bullish sentiment to this. I'm just so tempted to back that and lay this both at the same time. But my hesitation is that could see a break or a bounce would be more, would be the problem really, because could bounce and find support off of this. There's not really anything. I say that. I was going to say something doing the opposite, so something at resistance. I don't know why. I always find these Cheltenham ones harder to trade. I have to look back and see. This looks like it could be breaking. Because they are, I mean, I think one of the things is it's just slower moving. Which I'm fine with. It's just like slow moving markets are okay. It's just when it gets, you've still got the time element of it ticking down. So if this was just if it was like a day till the off or something like that, and there was this kind of money coming through, like the US presidential elections, for example, that's just plain easy to trade because it is just literally rinse and repeat. But it's easier to get caught out with this now when it gets into the when even more money comes into the market. The dynamic of it changes. It's not as easy just to back and lay, or laying back, depending on what you want to do. Okay. I must admit, struggling to find an angle on this. This does look like it's breaking. But going into its previous support to find potential resistance. This is pushing higher, like I said, but no skin in the game. Sure. Okay. Do feel that this showing a bit more of a bearish sentiment as it's coming into these lows. It hasn't pulled back to make higher lows, lower highs, I should say. It's still got enough time that I feel that it's going to still be quite slow moving. So I shall, on that premise, as you've seen, enter a position. So I've got filled. I've got £4 in the market. Front of the, or quite near the front of the queue on this one. It is estimated, which is why sometimes you'll see it tick down or change, and you say it's saying it's got estimated £2 left. Oh, but I have split it. Yeah, okay, all right, fair enough. All right, so I've got filled on that anyway. So this is what I'm saying. It's quite stacked. So I could just, if I was just too overzealous, just rinse and repeat. But now I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try getting in another one. Because it, still quite bearish. It's, it's bearish, quite bearish. Because it's not pulling back to make these new, like the retraces aren't, coming to meet these previous highs here, which would say that that's choppy, like very sideways. It's not doing that. It's gradually edging a bit lower, which is why I am again trying to re-enter. Money will be coming in thick and fast soon, I would anticipate on this. So I've got another £2 match, so I'll put my closing order in for that. See if the other one can get matched and then do the same. Leaving these in just for now, just so I can keep position on them in case it starts to tick back and goes against me. I've got some position in there already. 16 minutes 40 to the off. Just a bit of a waiting game. Just make sure everything still kind of holds true. I mean, this is still coming in. This is drifted, although coming into potential resistance. This is drifted. So the trade still holds true. But it's just waiting on stuff to get filled. Okay, I've got filled on that as well. Let's see if I can get this last one out here. Profit. So it's punching lower. $15 minutes to the off. Right at the back of this queue, there's more money coming in on it, but I'm going to try and hold out to see if I can get profit at this level. What was it, 4.4? Of course, I could just be, more defensive and put it into 4.5 and get matched immediately. But sometimes it's worth just, knowing when to hold them, when the probability could go in your favour. It didn't that time. It looks like, going to playing a more defensive move might have been, another option. But I'm okay with this for now, at least, because I've got some decent position. It's halfway through this amount of money that's currently on at these odds at 4.4. Still seeing some I'd be finding resistance further there. This is coming into support. That helps me. Oh, chunk of money there come in. That could help push this down to hit my profit target. So some good signs to at least hold tight, but just looking for any indication to the contrary of that. So on the touch, didn't get matched again. 13 minutes to the off. This is starting to come in, isn't it? Could be finding support. Alright. I'm just going to act. Got to act when the market still gives me a chance to. And I can make decisions rather than, the market. And the less time you work with, the more control the market's going to have. So, got filled on that. Taking a profit. Could have been more. Could have been less. And, for most traders, I would have thought, it still hasn't really started for them. It's the next 8 minutes or so, 7-8 minutes is where a lot of the traders might be coming into this market to take advantage of that money coming in. But that's not the way I trade with this, at least with this strategy. So, done, made a profit. Next. So we got 122. 19 minutes till the off. So favourite threes here. Come in, found support quite flat. Looks like it's moved into its previous lows. Ooh, probably just in that tick, maybe bursting through them, but it's definitely finding some resistance here where it was previously finding support. Second favourite, just flat. Third favourite, come in flat. Yeah, again, I didn't look at the volume, but I could feel the money coming through on this one. But yeah, 40 grand matched, 18 minutes to the off. Tight book. These are good trading conditions. I'll just do a quick reorder. So 3.5 is a reference point on this. This is a resistance. It's just broken through. So breaks of this could see this move higher. I'm just trying to pair this with something that might be breaking support, which I can't really see at the moment. So if I were to go long on this, it would be solely on this price action, whereas I prefer to have another confirming factor, which would be, something breaking support ideally, or moving aggressively lower. Like this, for example. If this were to break, what is that, 7.5? No. Okay, let's just chill for a sec here. 3.5 is definitely my reference. Just gonna have a quick glance off screen here. So 16 or 17 minutes tee off. Okay, that's still got to come in. Sorry, still looking off screen here. Cool. All right. So looking back now, so we've got nothing really. Oh, okay, that has pierced it. It's at 3.5 level. This does look a bit clearer as moving lower. This does look a bit more clearer in terms of its bearishness. So I'm considering taking a long position on this. Maybe shorting this one. These two might be correlated. Alright. Yeah, here's what I'm going to do. Attempt to take a position in this long. Just trying to add to it. Did get, I was right on it, punching higher, but didn't get as much on it as I wanted. These two look very correlated at the moment. Could try getting on this, especially if this punches past sevens and pulls back. Shorting this is also an option. Just think here. Okay. Yeah, I can do that. So looking for this to potentially pull back. I'm trying to get a decent price on this. Don't want to overpay for it. Into sevens. Try and get a read on that. 7.5. Feel I may have missed this move. I mean, I could have stayed in longer on that one, but no, I'm happy with the decision I take. The only thing that was annoying with that is I didn't get as much on as I wanted at the price I wanted. Let's go with something a bit aggressive. Okay, so I got filled on that. Jeopardizing my profit now, but let's see what happens here. So I'm anticipating, I'm happy to get a fill on this, but anticipating this, whatever level that is, 3.5 holds as support. So hopefully get this filled, which will increase my position size. Oh, it has, it's got filled. Okay, so all right, so I need this still to kind of hold and support and then push upwards. have to be careful in case it just consolidates. And also there's nothing really coming in. Well, it's kind of, if this breaks its lows, that could help. But yeah. How long we got? 11 minutes. £8. Yeah. I mean, no reason to panic just yet. This is still holding a support, he says, as it moves down. Gonna just adjust my expectations slightly now, because this is starting to flatten out and potentially punch lower rather than move higher. But again, still got a okay position on this. So, on the touch now, 9 minutes to go. Do I feel this has got legs to move higher still? Yeah, not so optimistic on that now, but I'll leave it there. Fuck it. So, £36 to be matched. So I got filled on that one, got filled on that one, got filled on that one. So it paid off just to be a bit patient, hold fire in terms of positions. It's attacking these highs again now. So I feel that, I got that at the top of where it could go into. So you can see I got it at the top of where that resistance was, and it's fallen away. Now it could, this chart just keeps, give it a second, it'll come back. 1 sec. So there, it could keep now attacking these highs to break even higher. So breaking this resistance here would most likely see another impulse move as it creates those new highs. But I didn't really want to hang around for that. I wanted to get out at resistance at the top, which is why I had placed those closes there. But yeah, that's turned out all right. So 28 to 29p, depending on which selection comes in. Let's have a look at the next. So 16 minutes to the off. Well, I say favourite, they're very similarly priced. Got sixes, not much in these two. So sixes here, first and second. And the thing to be wary of, so hang on, we've got 41 grand, reasonably tight book. When the odds on the favourite or the first selection, if you want to, so high, so sixes, like sixes, sevens, eights, it means it's going to have less of a percentage of less of a controlling percentage of the book. So whereas if this was like ones or twos, then smaller movements in these will have an impact on the other ones more, which is why this book percentage becomes more significant. It's going to be less significant the higher the odds. Yeah, probably didn't explain that very well, but yeah, that's why it's just got to be one thing to bear in mind at least when you've got high odd selections. So in any case, we've got this one coming in, finding support, going into its support again now. Its previous lows. Second one here is drifted, pulled back, finding support at sixes now, so potentially going long on that is an option. Maybe if this breaks lower, it's not as easy to get a reference point on an exact number for this, but if this breaks lower, could see this push higher. I mean, this is coming into resistance here at eights, so that pushing higher could be viable to go long on as well. So this resistance here was also previous support, this low here. I mean, a slight resistance as these prices pulled back there. This I'm not as inclined to go long on now because it has broken sixes, moved lower. So maybe if this kind of pulls back again, this could be the context of a downward move, so lower lows and lower highs. It's kind of doing that at the moment, so it's pulling back and finding resistance off of sixes. That just shows you, like, first of all I was bullish on that, then I saw, all right, this has developed, changed my mind because the market changed. So you've got to change your view. You can't just be falling in love with a position just because you thought you saw something. If it shows you something else, listen to that. Stone cold coffee, bloody hell. So this could be edging a bit low. I'm just going to let that develop a bit more before considering a position though. Let's have a quick reorder. Just looking off screen very quickly here. And 1, 2, 3 back in the room. So not much developed in terms of tradability for me. Just waiting for the quality. Fruit Chew 82, stone cold coffee. People pay about £8 for that in Starbucks, a frappe. Or yeah, I hear that, mate. Iced coffee. It's just fucking coffee that they've heated up and then cooled down with ice again. What's the point? Yeah, this is just cheapo instant today. All right, that looks like it's broken. It's what is that, tens? So it's pierced through tens. It's just not. It's not a quality selection. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's enough matched on it to make it viable to trade. It's just all these other ones. There's no clear favourite, which just makes me a little more edgy about taking a position like that. But this does feel like it's punching lower. Alright, here's what I'll do. I'll try and take a position on this. The anticipation that this is in fact punching lower. Alright, I'm going to put that there. Try and take the defensive entry on this rather than going in aggressively at 5.9. At least for now, I just want to see it pull back into sixes to see if I can get filled at that. Actually, this looks like it's coming in. Okay. Can have a few options here. Sevens. this one's, I was right on that direction, but didn't get anything on it. So got £6 fill on this one. Let's concentrate on this. Not as convinced it will punch lower, but it could come back to support at least. Support was at 7s. Maybe I should be a bit more. Let me try and split that 5.4. Make sure I do it right this time. Yeah, so it should. Yeah, okay, that's what I want. Just leaving these in here for now. This is how. Has it pierced it? It has pierced it. What do you want to do? Come on, let's act. Let's act while you still can. So just bringing this position up here, just under 8s, because it's not finding support here really, so it's punching for new highs potentially. So I just wanted to reduce that position. How long we got? 7 minutes. Let's not do that. What? Why did it do that? Alright, okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. So, just trying to reduce the loss on this. Still aware of this in here. So these two look to be massively correlated. This is having a drift. This is also having a drift. This one's been coming in ever so slightly. Although hitting support now. Oh shit, okay, so this is the thing where I've got two bloody, I'm going to be napping on this, two positions open at the same time, so I've got to split my attention between what's going on, and I'm getting filled multiple times. So hang on, let me think what was going on here. Okay, so I needed this to come down. So that's what I mean when you say, you know, you can double your risk and split your attention if you have two positions at the same time. Because you can see there was stuff going on, and really do have to keep your wits about you to what's going on. To be honest, a bit disorientated as to what you know, what I needed to do on this one. That can come to bite you in the arse, especially if it's, you know, bigger stakes you're dealing with. But got some green on that, holding some loss on this. So we got 5 minutes to be off. At this point, I'm just weighing up, you know, for the sake of a few ticks.
This event will start
and
in
more
5
risk.
minutes. 5 minutes.
And more risk. Is it worth, you know, just getting out, cutting losses, and spending more time on the next one where I'm in my comfort zone? Because the problem is managing losses here. If I take it down to the wire of, like, you know, 1 minute or 10 seconds before the off, it just means that I've got less of a lead time in the next race, and my comfort zone seems to be about 15 minutes before the off or so. So That's where I made money. So I'm going to just read up on that one. Did reduce a loss thanks to the profit in that one, but it was a bit risky in terms of having multiple positions on. We've got our next one here. 11 minutes to the off. Yeah, low liquidity. I'm going to pass straight up. 7 grand with 11 minutes. And you're having a laugh, mate. You're having a bubble. So, next one hit 17 minutes to the off. Oh, sorry, what am I saying? 17. Oh, 19 minutes to the off. Just having a quick peek off of screen here. 16 on that. 15 loss on that. 29 on that. Net those off. All right. Still in profit on the day, obviously. Some small losses so far. But let's see what we got here. So we've got 18 minutes to your 40 grand match. Could be tighter, but it's all right. Got favourite at 3s coming to support at 3.5. So this is a break, so that might be interesting to potentially be short on. Second favourite at 7s. It's come in, found support just above 6s, that looks like. And it's finding resistance at its previous kind of lows or lows here. So it could be attacking those highs again, or it could be going into these lows where we've had support. Oh my god. Oh, bloody hell. Just fat finger there. Just accidentally tapped on the... There we go, fat fingers. Tapped on entered a position which I did not want. So, just have to see if I can get out of that unscathed. Fucking hell. Dear oh dear. Yeah, let's see if we can get out of this. See what the chart is doing. I mean, it looks probable I'll get matched because this is just been consolidating. But hey, this is uncut, warts and all, man. Stuff like this will happen. This is why I keep this all long form, so there's no shortcuts to this. You will make mistakes or unforced errors, but it's how you deal with them that ensures that you can trade another day. So I'm willing to take a loss on this, but I'm okay holding it for now at least. But it just means my attention has to be diverted to this, whilst also looking for potential other opportunities. Say la vie. 3.5. So I was looking at breaks for 3.5 on this one. Breaks lower. Although looking at this could be good to be long on. I think my timing on that is bad, but I mean, yeah, buying this at 7s might be of interest. I would have overpaid for it here, so I don't want to be on it there. But yeah, that's a problem. I'm short on this. So in fact, yeah, no, that's not the position I want. I want to be potentially long on this. It's just what I've noticed as well. These two here look to be correlated, at least in the most recent move. And also possibly some correlation in these two. Not strong, this one and the fourth one, the first and fourth. But yeah, Let's focus on the task at hand, shall we? So £27 needs to be matched on this before I can safely exit at break even. How long we got? 13 minutes 50 seconds. So still time to enter an intended position on this. Sod's law, innit? I have to be careful with this so that it doesn't, you know, creep off on me. I'm right at the front of queue on this one. No, I'm not gonna. Seen this break as well, which is actually going to cause this to potentially move down more. So I can't be mad at the market. Look, I'm set on that. I was almost filled right at the front of the queue, moved off on me. Yeah, it's just the way it goes. I'm not gonna kind of trying to enforce my opinion on the market of what I think it should do. I'm just gonna react to what it does, and trade around that. And you know, bygones be bygones. My fault. So at the moment, just trying to do two things at the same time. So I've got flat on this one, so it's a 5p loss on that, and now entered this new position. Got a £4 net stake based on this breaking its low of 3.5. Trying to add to the position somewhat aggressively in terms of where the price is, but I'm okay with that. And again, just you know, what I would have might done in the past would have just been angry at this one, trying to make my money back on that just because of an unforced error, and be, you know, just managing a losing position, wasting time and energy on that when there's, you know, clearer opportunity in the market. So it's that opportunity cost of, if something does happen, deal with it and then, you know, move on to where you can be making money potentially. So 11 minutes to go. Is this bearishness likely to continue? Yeah, I think so. Still bearish on this. It's broken its lows, moved convincingly lower past its previous support. This could be drifting, especially if that breaks whatever high that is there. That would help. Just going to shift this up. At least for now. Oh, I got filled. Wasn't even looking. All right. There's certainly more potential in this. How long have we got there? 10 minutes. Just a waiting game, see if I can get filled on this. where is this? 3.3. So 10p overall profit. To 9 minutes C off. Could hang tight on this one. I'd still be fussing over this one. I think it's come down lower than 7.2, which is where I got in. Bu- 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 8 minutes now. Fuck that. Let's move on to the next one. Didn't green on this, did I? So between 7 and 10p profit, depending on what comes in. So next one we have here is at guessing it's this one. No, 37. Oh no, what's going on there? I must have missed that one.
10 seconds.
I think my streaming is giving me a bit of grief at the moment, so apologies if you're on Twitch. I think the connection might have just cut out there for Twitch, but it is all recorded and uploaded to YouTube afterwards anyway. So just having a quick look off a screen here. So I think they had two quite close together, but next one here is okay. No, I must have passed on one of those. The volume on that looked all right in the end. I think that was that Irish one that was maybe a couple of 10 grand. It ended up about 70 grand before the off, which is decent enough volume. Wow. Okay, let's look at this one. Cheltenham 12. The thing that just immediately sprung to my attention was this very dense channel that we see on this. You can see that it's literally just traded over about two prices, so this would definitely be, if I'd had a bit more time on this could have been more viable just to make markets, to laying them back. Do I want to dabble in this? I definitely need more experience in these more liquid markets, and I think, to my understanding, I think there's going to be, like, come spring, summertime, there'll be more types of events like this, more races like this. So yeah, that could be something to work towards, but they're quite sporadic at the moment. So but yeah, consistently having these types of volume and this type of race, it's a different beast in my opinion, the way that I read these. But definitely having a skill set to trade them, like, this be easy to drop a few grand into this, and obviously not all at once, but for it to be able to absorb it. I mean, what is that? 470 grand. But I'm going to move on. to the next one for now. So this is a bit more what I'm accustomed to. And I think that's it. It's like with any business. If you've got, you want to find your niche, you want to find what suits you, rather than just doing what everyone else says you should do, or following instructions blindly. Just get a feel for what works for you and what meets your objectives. If you found something that makes money, doesn't have to be pretty, doesn't have to be fancy, as long as it's making you money and it's what you're after in terms of return, then be happy with that, and then look to experiment outside your comfort zone at low stakes to develop other strategies. But I'm not really fussed at how pretty it looks, how exciting it is to trade. I just want to make a return at the end of the day. So, stop preaching. Let's have a look. We've got 16 minutes to the go to the off, and 22 grand matched. Could be better, but we've got favourite here at twos, which has kind of consolidated. It's been hitting its resistance, potentially attacking those, or coming into its lows to attack that support. Threes consolidated a lot, hitting. I think that is resistance at threes. It is. So it's hitting resistance at threes, but it has edged higher as well. To there we go, 3.3.05. So I'm not gonna buy that as a break because it has edged past it previously. The other ones are a bit, not great to read. 200 quid matched on that one, which is nothing. Ugh. That's something that you could easily move the market on. If you put like 200 quid on that, then it's just going to have, it's going to affect the weight of the book. So let me just have a close look. So fives. So this breaking fives could be interesting. You can see it's had this resistance, or it's just below it there, but gone into it there recently. So it busting through fives could be potentially something to be long on. This is coming in as well, which could correlate to that. All right. Time to act, not talk. So trying to build a position there. Fives, got that. So it's quite a heavy position. I'm going to put some outside the money here as well. Got partial fill on this. This is definitely something that is going to be when I go into bigger stakes next week. I'm going to be dealing a lot more with that, I anticipate. Partial fills. So it'll be interesting to see how I can manage those. Oh, why did I move that? Oh, I didn't move it. That's right. So £8 there, but £10 to lay off in total. I want to see some bearishness return to here, and obviously some bullishness continue here. I'll hold tight with this position because it's still making sense. It's still, approaching these highs, producing these higher lows. Although need to be wary now because it has started to. Just going to try and lighten that. Has started to push back lower than 5. But I'm comfortable at least now to hold it still. Again, if you're watching on Twitch, then you can also see my entire progress back on YouTube. So you can, links in the description, see all my progress over the last 31 days of trading. This has been some good progress so far, and I'm looking to up stakes as of next week as well, if everything continues as it has. But see how this one pans out. We've got 12 minutes 40 to the off. Holding this position here, it did pierce 5s, but I'm getting less confident that we could see. I mean, I'm still bullish on this. I'm still definitely bullish on this, but would like to see some signs of that returning soon, because at the moment you see these prices moving away and dropping potentially lower. But I'm anticipating, because these pullbacks have been quite deep, that those are quite, it's in characteristics of this selection. The pullbacks are quite deep before then moving on the impulse move higher, and that's what's happened there. So it has pulled back, and it looks like it's finding support around 4.6 4.7 to then move higher. But yeah, I can't just hope that it's going to continue to do that. Okay, I'm going to be a bit more defensive on this exit. We still seen signs of bearishness. So yeah, this is still coming in. This has had a very deep pullback. Okay. Got to play defense. So pulling down my profit expectations. 11 minutes see off. So it's come in to 4.5. Found support there. So what I'm anticipating now is it will at least punch back into fives to find resistance. Or potentially punch higher, but I'm not really betting on it punching higher. I'm betting on it just at least finding resistance. So got some of that position taken out. Got one final part to take out. Ugh, it runs away on me again. I had the opportunity, so only self to blame. This has been a very erratic. Just the volatility in this one has just been crazy. It's gone down to 4 point. What was it? 4s maybe even 4.5. Back up again, all over the place. But that's just the personality of this price action. Very erratic. And be very easy to be whipsawed in this if you weren't patient. So very easy just to think, oh shit, I'm on this, let me chase this, and then be on the wrong side of it again. So that's where, definitely in terms of seeing potential, areas that the price can stagnate or continue, support and resistance is a very useful tool for that. But I've been able to get out of that, played it a bit defensive, could have, held out for a bit more in terms of profit. But preservation of capital. Whatever the word is, preservation of capital is the goal, and mission accomplished at least on that attempt. So let's move on to the next one. So the next one here is at so 16.5 minutes see off, 65 grand matched, 101% on the book. Favorite twos coming in gently, I would say, but hitting support at the moment. The highs, the reason I'm saying that's coming is that the highs are arguably getting lower, although the lows are reasonably flat, but there is a slight steam on this. It's steaming in. Drift is when it's going out, and steam is when it comes in. So I'm just trying to get a read on what number. Okay, it's breaking support. Let's take a guesstimate. I'm going to say it's 2.4. So, yeah, I mean, went into that reasonably quick, but I mean, this here has just broken support. This is arguably at support to potentially push higher. So yeah, I've taken a position on that premise. Let's just see if we can get some skin in the game. 15 minutes see off, 66 grand matched, so nice trading conditions. Got filled there. I will try and add to that, just ever so slightly. Oh, it was a bit slow there. I could have added another one if I wanted to, but hey, got some skin in the game. What is it? 6 quid. All right. Oh, it's more than I thought. Yeah. Okay. It's a lot more than I thought. Okay, so let's just stagger these exits. Yeah, 12 might be a bit too greedy. got to balance out the old greed and fear. So waiting for this to get filled here. I've got my partial exits already in here, so to lay off that £6. But I think if this gets filled, I'll try to get in my closing position of £4 to steal a tick on that move. That's going to to the front of the queue. Okay, so really, is that it? Okay. Yeah, it might be worth just, if the market lets me, 4.2, so it's 4.4. Move it down one. So this could be moving off on me. Or it could just be a deeper pullback. I think that entry there might not have been the wisest to add to that position. I'm happy with the other ones. Just going to see if I can pull that down one. Just be a bit more greedy on that one. So 12 minutes 45 seconds to the off. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. A whole lot of profit potential given the risk that I'm taking. But hey, got some of that taken off. So yeah, I need to check on that risk to reward really, because could have been better. I mean, I'm getting profit off of it, but I've got to think, okay, what was the potential downside? Move that up. So I had a £10 net stake. Did have a reference point in terms of where the resistance was, but I feel my positioning on that was a bit off. But hey, okay, made a profit on that. So Fruit Shoot 82 is just asking, in researching my results, have I looked into whether different race types benefit you, i.e. the results are better in a plain handicap rather than a novice race or maiden? Yeah, I have looked through my results. I haven't really seen any correlation, anything to make any decisive, this race suits me better than the other. Because the ones that I have traded, it's just, I mean, my average profit will range between, about 14 to 17p on a day. So, yeah, I haven't seen any correlation really in terms of the type of race. Being able to eke a profit out of most of them. But yeah, I think my next kind of level up, as I've said, is probably just when I up the stakes. I think the next hurdle really to overcome is dealing with partial exits, which you don't really need to deal with £2 stakes because you get a fill. But I think with £10 or £20 stakes, there's going to be a higher frequency of having to deal with that. I'm assuming that at the moment, but yeah, I have to see how that goes. So, next one. We have got 17 minutes to off. Let me just have a goosey gander. What profit we've made on the day. Alright, it's looking alright. Just looking off screen at the moment. So 3 on that, 5, 10 on that. Alright, so we have got 16 minutes 40 seconds to the off. We've got 21 grand matched, not great but still tradable. Favorite fours, looks like it's found support on fours. I'll just blow that chart up. Yep. So breaker falls might be of interest to short. Second favourite, come in, finding resistance at, let's blow that up, somewhere between 5.5 and 6, so just under 6 I'm guessing, so probably that level, 5.8. This does feel a bit thin though. Just feels the movement on this isn't, you can see it's just double digits on the double and single digits. So I mean, it's still a way out, but I'm definitely not getting any good vibes off of this market just for now. Let me just see if there might be something better spending my time on. Oh god, the next one after this is only 16 grand matched. The next decent quality one is another Cheltenham one. I'm going to give this another few minutes to mature. Actually, let me just check and see what that one's saying. So Cheltenham. This is going to be another one that's hard for me to read. But we have got time on this one. So there's 27 minutes to the off. So if I was seeing money come through now, like this moving, I'd be partial just to be making a market on that. But there's nothing really coming through at the moment. So just laying back at the same time. Done the same thing yesterday. And this one I am earlier to. So the choice is either go back to that other one, which was pretty low liquidity and might not pick up, or focus on this one and try and get it a bit earlier from the off and try and make markets. I think I'm gonna stick with this one. See what we can do on this. There is some activity on this. This is definitely, there's some volatility on this, where these other ones seem a bit sleepy. And what's different about this one, at least, is there's a clear favourite, whereas the other ones were priced at just that is the difference. The other ones were just priced starting at 6s and 7s. So that means that assumption might not be that great, that this is going to just maintain its consolidation. Sorry, just thinking out loud. Not always a coherent train of thought, unfortunately, if you're listening to this back. Alright, I'm gonna test something here. So I'm gonna go light on this. Got filled immediately. Try and take another position a tick lower and anticipate that. Oh, hang on, that's broken. Yeah, that's not good. Scratch. So rather than just finding support there, it's broken support to move past it and move lower, which immediately is the context invalidated, because I was assuming that this was just going to peter around between support and resistance. It didn't do that. It broken support just after I entered. So I changed my decision based on that. So being short on this might be an option. The problem is the favourite here is also coming in. To be short on that, I want to see this show signs of bullishness, or vice versa. For be short on this, I want to see bullishness elsewhere. I must say, most opportunity would probably be in the favourite on this one. It's hard to read off these levels to get exact numbers. Surprising amount of activity. Well, it's not surprising because it's a high quality race, right? 208 grand match with 25 grand, 25 minutes to the off is you don't see these often. So let's see if we can stop jibber jabbering and make some actual money out of this. What's the money flow like on this one? Alright, I'm gonna try and do the same thing again. Try and make a market. Because this... Has that just broken? Literally as I do it. Right, let's try and make a market on this one. Again, slightly risky business, slightly a case of, oh shit, there's nothing to do, which can be a bad mentality to have if you don't keep yourself in check and understand that's what you're doing. But you know, I realise here I am taking a slightly more risky types of trades here that just deviate completely from the way that I'm normally trade, trying to make a market here based on this consolidation, and that there's a lot of money coming through this market. So let's see if we can do that. So I've laid first. To be honest, I didn't really care which got matched first, but I've laid first. So I'm looking to back, so I need it to move up a tick to get this matched. 22 minutes. Position Q, not great on this, right at the back, the Q. But yeah, I mean, again, these are mostly for my benefit, just to watch back. But you know, if you can learn something from my failures or successes, great. I'm happy. It's been of use, even if it's just for entertainment values, just to say, look at that mug. So. I must say, I'm not feeling that. I'm gonna break it down just for the sake of a tick. It's not really that worth it, and it's not doing what I anticipated it would do within the time frame that I wanted it to do it. So I'm going to try and scratch this now. And you got to think as well, especially if, because I'm not really maxing out the limits of what, you know, this account is. Certainly working with other stakes, you know, with a proper staking plan, you got to think doing things like this is going to tie up your money. When you could be, you know, you could be having bigger position sizes in other positions, stuff that's actually moving. But yeah, it's just to try some, you know, try out a theory that could make a market here. But problem with this is as soon as I put the order in, it ticked down. So try and get out of break even, and look for something that's a bit more within my current repertoire of strategy. Mm-hmm. 19 minutes 45 seconds to the off, so bit of a waiting game still. This is just not getting filled, but it's, you know, I've got decent position. There's still some money on this side to keep this lay side up, and this is getting eaten away at. it's at a reasonable price level where, you know, the brunt of the volume's been matched here. So there's no reason to move this as of yet. This does look like it's edging ever so slightly lower. I'm going to try and build something in this one. They moved it. These markets just move a bit slower than everything else. You can just feel it. Oh shit! Didn't even get matched on that. Fuck. All right. See, what I don't want is this to start breaking lower. I'll leave it for now, but yeah, just need to be aware that could be a nasty situation to deal with. And here I'm kind of split my attention as well between quite a few different selections. 17 minutes. Do feel this could come back into it, because I mean the brunt of these is it's just been matched at these two levels, but a break lower than that, like break of 4.8, would not be nice. Oh, for fuck's sake. And there it comes. Alright. Just gotta play it safe. Safer. This is moving up here, so this could start to come in. I'll maintain these positions here. So what I'm saying with this position here is I'm anticipating this will continue to break lower. I just need to think whether that's the best 16 minutes and a half to off. Do I want to maintain that conviction? Even this looks... I'm partial to be short on this one now. So... Alright, let's be decisive on this, shall we? So we've got two potential positions in, waiting to get filled on. Both bearish. Again, I'm not overly chuffed about the price. These are definitely, the Cheltenham ones are just, I'm going to watch back on these, but Cheltenham ones just, it's just moving a different way. And I said that from before getting in, and that's not just to, you know, to put myself in a bad science. It's a bad frame of mind. You have to be careful about that, just being biased against certain types of, you know, like types of courses or whatever. That can affect your training, but it literally does flow differently on these, so I need to it's good to get experience in them. Still at low stakes here, but I definitely need to be more think more about how I'm going to trade these going forwards, because you know, if it ain't working, something needs to change. So I've got a fill on this at 4.9. I feel it could be finding support at these levels. So what's my fill at 4.9? Yes, it was, yeah, okay. So trying to steal a tick to reduce the loss that I've got on this at the moment. Still holding tight on this one. 14 minutes to the off now. Keeping this one in, willing to add to it right at the back of the queue of that one though. It's getting trickier to split my attention now between these two. But, yeah. So what I'm saying by this entry is that these are correlated. Because I'm, okay, they got. Did I get filled? Hang on, what happened there? Okay, so I've got filled, and it's reduced my loss. I've still got this position in here. Oh, I've got filled on this one as well. Fuck, this is, yeah. As you can see, can be a struggle just to focus on everything that's going on. You know what? I'm gonna reluctantly move that one out, but I don't want to, fuck myself over by just not having my head in the game. So a lot happened there, all within a matter of seconds of each other. So 8.6. Let me just take out that one of those. Lighten the load on that. So trying to get a fill now to take this into profit. How long we got? 12 minutes. Alex J Craft SSJ4, appreciate the follow, thanks so much. Here every day on Twitch and then upload to YouTube after. You can also see my progress for the last month there as well. So still looking to get still looking to get filled on this one. I'm just having to think whether it's worth holding this position here, because it is, you can see it is pulling back. It's coming back into that resistance. I don't think it's going to punch much higher past these highs, although shit. Okay, let me just adapt. What's going on here? I'm just seeing this punch lower, which could see one of these move out and drift. So just playing a bit more defensive. I'm going to hold this for a little while longer. So I'm just under break even now, taking in consideration this loss. Don't like the way that's coming in. Could push this out. So it's always that seesaw action that I'm thinking of in my mind. This coming in, there's a shit ton of money coming in as well. It's going to push this lower. Could push one or more of these out. I just don't want to be on the wrong side of that, especially with less time to work with. Only 11 minutes to go. I'm going to read up on that and move on. Just having a quick look off screen just to see what PL's been doing on the day. Fruit Shoot 82 says, been learning a lot watching the videos and the streams. Been looking to do to trade pre-race markets for a while, and before content never knew anything about support and resistance, bullish bearish, but it really has helped your entry points. Yeah, definitely, man. You're welcome. Just try and keep it. In my approach is just try and keep it as simple as possible. Although it can sound garbled just because I'm trying to articulate my stream of thought, but the concepts that I use are just, we've been in the markets forever. Support, resistance. It's just areas where you can anticipate the price can react. Certainly, it's seeing some consistency just using those simple concepts. So yeah, glad you find it useful. So let's move on to the next one here. We got 16 minutes and a half to the off. Favorite here at threes. Second favourite fours, third favourite's at eights. So the favourite here's drifted, come back in. Looks like it could be finding support these previous lows that it had here. So that could be in the context of a pullback before it moves higher on an impulsive move up there, or it could just be looking to make lower lows and lower highs and break lower. Don't know which yet. Second favourite here, come in, found support. Looks like it's just going into the resistance of its highs, but now attacking its lows potentially as well. Third favourite is just drifting here. So what can we see in terms of structuring a trade? Didn't check on that first, but yeah, we've got enough money. There's about 30 grand matched, which is decent enough, tight enough book. But so this is coming into 3.25 is where it's finding support. So the overall move of this is quite bullish. So favouring more of a bounce of this than a break, but a break would be something to perhaps consider. This one here, what can we do with this one? It's coming into fours, so it's finding support off of fours. Has creeped slightly lower than fours, so a break of this might. Okay, so what I'd be, so going on that, building that narrative, that story of this potentially finding support. If this starts to shoot up, then I would anticipate you could see a break in this, or vice versa. If I see a break in this, then that could be a bounce on that. So that's that seesaw action I'm looking for. So I'm just looking to give context to the trade. Just see if I can get on the back of it. So this has started to move away. I don't want to preempt this too much. I prefer to see it break it, break it first before jumping on the back of it. And I haven't seen that in the chart, or I haven't noticed it in the ladder as of yet. So I'm just holding fire because it could just bounce. Yeah. See, if I'd got in on aggressively on that, I'd be on the touch at the moment at break even. So I'd be holding a position that hasn't confirmed itself yet, and I'd be in the red on, or waiting for a fill to break even. So yeah, a lot of it is to do with timing, really. This has been on a persistent drift, hasn't it? Just reorder. Alright, I feel there's enough to at least warrant okay, yeah, I'm gonna add to that. So I did do an aggressive one there at fours, but that money that came in helped that decision, but need to be wary. That could just be a spoof. Someone could have just put that money in. I didn't see if that got matched. I'll need to watch it back. But someone who's got a decent sized account could just be put, or 12, that's a bit too steep, could just be putting in money to spoof the market. So spoofing just means they don't have the intention of it getting filled. They're just trying to move the market, bully it to go in the direction that they want to. And that's what could have happened there. Basically, that chunk of money saw it move below fours, and then people tried to jump in front of it, and then it evaporated, or it got matched, I don't know which, and then it's just retraced from that happening. But I'm okay holding this position because there's still context to this. This is breaking highs. This has come back, but it's hit resistance, and it's now moving back down lower to its support. So I'm going to hold out on this. Got £6 to lay off. Let's see if I can milk a bit more out of this than I might normally do. Where's my support levels on this? So, okay. So I want an explosive move, really, which is what I'm, what I, when I've got the kind of orders outside of the money, what I'm anticipating is that there'll be an explosive move down and then it will retrace. When that doesn't happen, doesn't mean that it's not going to, attack those lows still. It's just that, there's likely to be a period of consolidation before it attempts to make that move again. And in that consolidation period, it could just then bounce rather than make that impulse move down. So it's just getting a feel for what's happening. So it's come back into fours. It's now finding support again. Can't be too greedy with this. I'm going to move this one up to here. See if I can get fill on that. I'm basically the front of the queue on this one, but if it starts moving off on me, then I need to react to that. So 3.95. Let's move one of these up. Oh shit. Fair enough. Got filled on it. Ugh. I've moved that profit expectation up slightly, or down slightly, I should say, just because of this consolidation that's happening. And you can see this is where the brunt of the money's been met at this support just under fours. So although it's it's kind of gearing itself to potentially break fours, this is still persisting upwards. My view is that there's a possibility that it could break and make lows, but there's the probability that it's just going to go into support and stay there. So I'm trading off. I'm playing defensive and trading off the probability rather than the actual possibility. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. So let's see if we can get a fill on this. Right at the back of the queue on this. Of course, always got the option just to drag it up and take out a profit here at the moment. So this is at decision time between eking out a bit more or taking a guaranteed profit at a lower level, but that's worked out okay. So yeah, made some green on that as well. So I'm going to green that up 31p or 29p depending on which comes in. So just having a quick look off of screen. So let's have an overview on a day. 31p, and that is for 32. All right, perfect. So far today has started with a break even, then made a 3p loss, 25p profit, 18p profit, 16p profit, 28p profit, 15p loss, 9p profit, 4p profit, 11p profit, have about a 3p loss to come in, and then what is this? Let's call it 29p profit to come in. So that brings that to £1. It's about £1.19. £1.19 to £1. Yeah, around about £1.19 on the day. I'm happy with that. In terms of percentages, that's a decent return for the size that we've been working with. And 2 hours of time invested. At the moment, that is the thing, and I think that's the best thing to think of it if you are looking to start trading. This is just an investment of time, first of all, or a hobby. Just count it as a hobby until you can get some consistency. But yeah, that's a decent result. That's another day of green. But I'll be back again tomorrow, 7 days a week, do this, and then on Twitch. Feel free to follow me on there if you want to get updates for when I start live streaming. But it is around midday UK time, and then I upload it same day to YouTube as well. But appreciate you guys tuning in today on Twitch, and shall see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.